Good afternoon. I'm Tia Fothergill, and I'll be using these 3 archaeological turkey leg bones that you see here to talk about the ways in which new investigations of disease in animals in the past have been informed and shaped by humanities research. The 3 turkey leg bones in the previous slide are all an element called the tibiotarsus. It's a very important weight-bearing element in the skeleton, especially since turkeys are primarily ground-based in terms of locomotion, and the tibiotarsi are shown here in orange. The turkey bones in question were recovered from the Royal London Hospital in Whitechapel. It was founded in 1740 and is still a very busy urban fixture today. Now, due to rebuilding and expansion needs, some archaeological work was required at the site. Museum of London Archaeology worked at the Royal London Hospital from 2005 to 2007. They excavated hundreds of burials and unearthed evidence of 18th and 19th century medical practices, but they also found something which is very exciting to me personally, and that is rubbish deposits. One of the 19th century deposits consisted primarily of kitchen waste, and some of the artefacts excavated were animal bones. These bones were professionally analysed by Museum of London Archaeology staff, and some of them were identified as turkey. The identification of turkey bones wasn't unexpected, as turkeys would have been a common sight around the City of London at the time. Centuries had passed since regulations governing their movement and market prices had been set. Most people would have had at least seasonal access to turkeys. The turkey displaced the goose at Christmas, and this festive seasonal association has been retained in these aisles to this very day. Dickens' literary use of a very fine prize turkey as a gift from Scrooge to the Cratchit family is only one very well-known example of this. But today we imagine these historical turkeys being herded in their hundreds of thousands into London in the autumn from all parts of East Anglia and beyond, along picturesque droveways and over bridges like those described by Daniel Defoe. We might further picture these birds being kept in the countryside, in conditions similar to those that free-range turkeys are raised in today, with space to roam and plenty of greenery. Perhaps these slow-growing, now seen as traditional breeds, which were slaughtered only when they were ready. My research showed quite a different side of Victorian turkey husbandry. When I conducted analyses of turkey bones from archaeological sites in Britain and Ireland, it was clear that the 3 bones from the Royal London Hospital were pathological, so we subjected them to radiography, among other things. This is a comparison of one of the Royal London Hospital tibiotarsi with a modern turkey tibiotarsus in the centre of the slide and a tibiotarsus from the 16th century at the bottom. The top bone is massive, but it also has distinctive pathological features. These features were present in 3 tibiotarsi from the Royal London Hospital, and they allowed us to differentially diagnose the condition these individuals suffered from, a disease called Avian tibial discondriplasia. It's been linked to fast-growing breeds of poultry and other species. Directed breeding for larger, quickly maturing turkeys produced birds which reach a desirable weight more rapidly. Although the skeleton also increases in size, it can't support the rapid weight gain on a biomechanical level, and one result of this is the development of disease. The presence of this disease in 19th century turkeys may indicate that by this point in history, instead of wandering the countryside, turkeys were being kept more like broiler chickens are today. But that's only part of the story. I really didn't know why this might be the case. In the 18th and 19th centuries, the ideas and values of Enlightenment philosophers, such as the idea of progress and the ethic of improvement, influenced societies across Europe and beyond. This led to changes in the ways that people related to and managed the world around them. One example was John Layton's plan to reorganise and index the City of London. Improvement of environments, infrastructure and public sanitation are also very well known from this period, but this type of thinking also extended to animal husbandry. Now, domestic livestock in Britain had generally been increasing in size over the previous centuries, but the drive to create specialised breeds and larger, more productive versions of these species resulted in even more dramatically modified animals. The only way to interpret these pathological bones from the Royal London Hospital was to go outside of archaeological science and use literature, art and agrarian historical research to properly contextualise and inform paleopathological practice and focus future research in turn. When I engaged with the humanities research and used these sources as a lens through which to view the 19th century turkey bones, it seemed likely that they were material evidence of the unintended health consequences of the ethic of improvement. This approach vastly improved the quality of my research, and it will be adapted and enhanced through the Cultural and Scientific Perceptions of Human-Chicken Interactions project, and will continue to demonstrate the value of reflexive research relationships across disciplines. Thank you.